Hello there, everybody. This is King Mac, your friendly hamburger pal. Welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot, fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden French fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you all for watching, and now sit back and relax and enjoy as Tony here brings you our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews.
Boo! Boo! Were you scared? Well, I hope I did, because it's Halloween once again, everybody. And you know what that means? It's time to get into the Halloween horror themed games on my channel here. Hello everybody, this is Tony, aka TTBurger88, and welcome back to more TTBurger game reviews here. We continue with episode 251, part 1 of 2. Before I get started here today, I want to give a shout out to Freegan HD, Sub-Zero, Time Next for King Mac, along with Zep Hyperlamnia, Brick Girls Go Stateside, Meg, Black Healer, and I also give a shout out to Homie RJ, Red Hood Assassin, Rockstar Pool 1669, Sensational Gent, Hogojira, and more and more and more. And today we're gonna like I said, all month long of October we're doing horror themed games for the month of Halloween and everything. And today we're gonna talk about on-rail shooters or rail shooters like in games, whatever you call them. Those of you who grew up in the 90s and the 80s played those games in the arcades, maybe like Time Crisis, Maximum Force, Area 51, and just to name a bit, Soundscope, just name a few. But there was one franchise made by Sega that was had a Halloween theme to it, and that was the House of the Dead franchise. The House of the Dead franchise started in the mid-90s there, and it was a big hit where your goal was to kill a bunch of zombies, leading the plot along and stuff, moving forward just to get the high score, just beat the game, so get the best ending and more. And these games just started in the arcade, then was on the consoles, and the reports and stuff like that, and more. And today we're going to be looking at two House of the Dead games that are released on the PlayStation 3 as arcade ports and stuff. Part 1, we're going to look at the House of the Dead 3, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the House of the Dead 4 for the final port. We have a lot to talk about here today. Let's get started with talking about the House of the Dead 3 for the PlayStation 3. Released first in the arcades on June 1st, 2002, and then it was released on the Xbox October 24th the same year, and then finally released for the PlayStation 3 on February 7th, 2012. Look at the PlayStation 3 version, it's the only version I have. You can find this digitally at the PlayStation Network store. Now, the House of the Dead 3 is a fun game. Sure, it's not a perfect game, but still a fun game. Sure, Time Crisis was better, but this should not be overlooked. The PlayStation version is the best version to get, as it comes close to the arcade version that you can get. I have never played the Xbox version, so I have no idea what to say about that one, but I played the arcade version, it was a fun time for sure. Nothing better than an on-rail shooter like a game, killing tons of zombies for the time and calling it a night and more. We have a lot to talk about here, so let's get started. The story takes place in the year 2019, 21 years after the Korean Mansion case took place in 1998, where zombie infestation traveled across the world, resulting in a collapse of the human society, leaving the world in desolation. Thomas Rogan, a retired AMS agent, leads a paramilitary force to a desert wasteland on a mission to infiltrate the EFI research facility owned by Dr. Korean and investigate its connection to what the world has become after the zombie infestation. While investigating, all the members of Thomas's team are killed except for him and Captain Dan Taylor, who is second in command. The two agents work together and find the source of everything and are attacked by Death, a mutant protecting the facility. Dan Taylor is killed, but Thomas Rogan is left injured but alive and assisted by an unknown person before communication is lost. 2 weeks later on Halloween, Thomas Rogan's daughter Lisa Rogan, along with Thomas's former partner G, travel to the facility and rescue him while fighting off hordes of zombies and put an end to the nightmare once and for all. The story is pretty basic with the step and everything, and works in its own way to kill the zombies, rescue your father. I consider Lisa the main protagonist because she is the player 1, and then it's player 11. The story about finding her father and rescuing her father and stuff. And that's what it is there. The presentation of the House of the Dead 3, good graphics, not the best graphics, but still good graphics for the PlayStation 3 and stuff 2002 standard. The character models are detailed, even though they lack facial animations and facial expressions and stuff, they still look good to this day. The zombie and enemy models look detailed too, even though the zombie models repeat quite often. The environments also have details to them when the objects break and things blow up and get destroyed. The blood looks good too, although sometimes it looks like like jelly bouncing everywhere. But this is the 2002 arcade game stuff, so it was understandable. The frame rate is smooth, the only problem is the lighting is not the best, where it can be a little dark at times and see where to go. The sound aspect of the House of Dead 3 is pretty weak. The voice setting is awful, very phoned in. I know this was an arcade game, and they would have not good voice setting, but still, the voice setting was so very phoned in, Hammy rushed out the door. The only decent actor in the game is Brandy Colazo, who voices Lisa, but even she sounds more Hammy as well. The music is better, but not by much. It has a horror feel to it, but the music was not my favorite. The weapons sound the same. They all sound like toys and stuff, which is not really a big issue there because it's an arcade game. Gameplay of House of Dead 3, fun time for some arcade action. Like I mentioned before, this is a light gun rail shooter with horror elements in, where your goal is to kill the zombies and reach the end to the level to survive and research Lisa's father. Along the way you have boss fights, multiple paths you can take on how well you do, and it affects the ending and stuff. There are 4 endings total, 1 canonical ending. I'll be able to get the canonical ending and I was satisfied with it. You only have 1 weapon with a shotgun, but hey, shotguns are fucking powerful. That's fine with me. At the certain levels, you have paths you can choose, which does affect the story in a good way. It has replay value to it, and killing zombies and more. In a game like this, fun time for sure. But now the negatives. The game is easy, you can breeze through it if you know what you're doing and you're good at this game. Voice setting is not very good. The game is short, but it's understandable because it's an arcade game, but still. There are too many identical looking zombie models. It's still a fun game overall. Final thoughts, if you like on-rail shooters and want some with a horror element to it, House of Dead 3 is the way to go for sure. I give it a 9 out of 10 because of the problems I had with it, but still a game that should not be overlooked at all. And that's it for episode 251, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned for the final part. We're going to take a look at the House of the Dead 4. How does this game fare? The PlayStation 3 version is the only console version that was made and stuff, so how does it fare? Which all I gotta say is Tony, peace and out, have a great day, and see you all on episode 251, part 2 of my review of House of the Dead 4. Take care, everybody. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't